Today is April 1st. In the Bahamas, we said it's April Fools. To date, 8 months ago, Hurricane Dorian ravaged my hometown of Abaco, made me homeless, jobless, cityless, motherless, and I still have hope and joy to fight on. But sometimes you get distracted. I have this lady that's paying people to do her dirty work. I kind of like her, but only so much car I can take, so I'm going to let that slide. And I'm going to keep focused on what I've been doing. They think that, or she thinks that, she's going to use the hurricane to her advantage. But lo and behold, she still brags that she's from Abaco. She should know that that ain't going to run. If you know Abaconian, you can't throw it in their faces that I paid for rooms. I gave with $4,000 worth of plywood. I didn't want to get involved with that. She tried to get me mixed up in that. I tell her, let Frankie do it. Just like Frankie doing your dirty work now, let Frankie continue to sing your praise. All praise goes to Jehovah God. None is mine. And they're going to ask, what have I done and have been doing for North Abaco? You're Johnny come lately. You just came on board after Hurricane Dorian. I was born on board. I've been in the game 25, 30 years. But I'm not going to brag about my accomplishment because it's not about me. Other people, that's when you get the joy. When you do the work, you don't have to pay somebody to brag about what you've done or to remind people of what you've done. Once you've done the work, the joy will follow. The people will recognize. You don't have to bring a camera. You don't have to bring somebody else's voice. They know who you are. So I was going to do a video today to counteract that, but I shan't get distracted. But I know who it is, and I know I can say some things, and words sometimes cut. I know how to do those words. Hubert said, Kai, when you embarrass somebody privately, it doesn't hurt as much as if you embarrass them publicly. So I know how to cut publicly with words. That's one of my strengths. They think it's one of my weaknesses. To date, make 8 months since the loved ones of Hurricane Dorian was put in a trailer behind the clinic in Marsh Harbor. To date, our lives have changed, and the ones that are in the trailer, their life ended. There's no more life for them, but we would have liked to see them buried in a timely fashion. That is already surpassed because the fools didn't do that. This is April Fools. We're talking about the fools. They did not bury, and they have not been buried in a timely fashion. Today is April 1st, 8 months later, with no sight, no planning on when they will be buried. That is the sad fact about what has happened. Question on April 1st. Are there ventilators in the clinic in Abaco in case or when, I know it's going to happen, this disease struck? We know the lady from Bimini was only airlifted because she had a brother, Ellsworth Johnson, who is the Minister of Immigration. But in Abaco, Do we have a brother who's a minister? Only people that has a brother that is a minister is Darren Henfield. So in essence, if they can't get a hold of Darren Henfield, they will die on the airport. You see, when Dr. Menace came into power, he made it difficult for small operators to do an emergency flight because he is involved in that kind of transportation, air ambulance. So when we used to pay the Abaco pilots a couple $1,000s to fly an emergency flight, the Prime Minister kicked that out of the way. It is now $8,000. Which family could afford an $8,000 ambulance? I'll tell you another subject matter. I had a friend named Mike Malone. I saw the air ambulance kill Mike Malone right there in Abaco. This is what happened. Quick story. Mike was the chief counselor in Abaco, Marsh Harbor District. The air ambulance came to pick Mike up. The plane broke down. Hot, 100 degrees temperature at the airport. So I found out, I said, why isn't the plane half an hour? Why haven't Mike got airlifted to Nassau yet? He's still under the plane wing. They put him under the plane wing. So I said, they said the plane broke down. I said, well, you got Cherokee Air, you got Abaco Air, and you got Sean. You got 3 other air charters could take the man. He's going to die under the plane wing. You know what them brutes did? They didn't take Mike back to the hospital. They let Mike remain in those hot condition, fighting for his life under the plane wing until they could reroute another air ambulance. 2 hours later, the man was out in the condition. I say, Mike will never regain conscious. That is a fact. I saw this. Went to visit him in the hospital. I think I was the only one out of all the local government fellows that came to see Mike before he passed. But I knew that the air ambulance was totally responsible for him never coming back to normalcy. 2 hours under the airplane wing. That is then. We had 3 other options, but they refused to put him on another plane because of the money and the greed. What happens to date if we have emergency in Abaco? You die. This government is not allowing nobody but their own air ambulance $8,000 to carry you if you could get a hold of them. See, the woman in Bimini was a short flight to Nassau, Freeport, wherever she went. But only she was lifted by the Bahamas airplane was because her brother was the member of parliament. It's April 1st. And we're still fooled by this government. We don't know the numbers. We got a family in Guanakee to date. The first, they have just been tested yesterday and they're locked down for 5 days before the results come back, whether they have COVID-19 disease in Guanakee. And they were only tested because of the urgency by the U.S. government making the government of the Bahamas test them and lock them down because their name is Bush. And they are relatives of the past president of the United States, Bush. That is why they're there. 60-foot boat was in Marsh Harbor the other day. Had to arrange for food to be brought to them while they got a house in Guanakee that is quarantined and a boat. But how long they've been walking around Guanakee? We just hope and pray that the Bush family tests come back negative. Because if it comes back positive, whoa. But there's other cases in Abaco that they're not paying attention to. Do they have the ventilators? Do they care? It's April 1st. They don't care. 8 months in, the longest anybody's dead bodies have been above ground in Abaco in the history of my life, 8 months in. It's one of these care videos, and the ones that don't care. We have made Guinness World Book. We have made every book in the world. We could even be on Ripley's, believe it or not, April 1st, 2020, bodies are above ground in Marshaba, Abaco, 8 months up. Ripley's, believe it or not, need to come here. It's the fact on April 1st. It's one of these Kai Cares video while they're trying to get me distracted. I shan't be distracted. I'm only here to bring the word out, to help my people. It's not about Kai. Over the 20 years, it's never been about Kai. But I'm glad that y'all are paying attention and that y'all think that I have an opportunity. That's why you're sending out those hate messages. But my people that are called by my name, they know who Kai Mills is. You don't need to explain who Kai is. What you need to do, explain yourself and where you were before Hurricane Dorian. I was in Dorian. I was in the storm. I am Abaconian. I don't need nobody to explain to people who I am. They know who I am. Happy April 1st to you. Kai Case.